What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another YouTube live. So, what's the topic of this video, and why did I end up taking the time to do this live on Saturday morning? And that's because I really want to help you. For you to be able to get to a high-paying job in IT sooner than later. For you to be able to get to that job, because let me tell you something. Money matters. How much money you earn matters in your IT career. So why not get to a high paying job in IT sooner than later? So that's obviously the conversation that I want to have with each one of you. And let me know if you can hear me, everyone, because I had a few issues earlier today. So again, what's the topic? I really want to help you for you to get to a high paying job in IT sooner than later. And the topic of this video obviously is how can you get to an income of $160,000 in 1 year? And this is, by the way, regardless of where you are right now. Let's have that conversation because, yes, what I'm going to tell you can probably totally and completely change your life. Because really, just imagine this, right? A year from now, I'm going to be able to earn $160,000 in IT. And I'm gonna walk you through on how can you do that. And by the way, this has nothing to do on how many IT certifications you need. It has nothing to do with that. Many people think of it like the more IT certifications I get, the better. And that's not true. You probably know, for those of you that work in IT, you probably know, maybe this is you, that you have not just one, two, you have a few IT certifications, but you don't have a high paying job in IT. Or you probably know someone, same, right? They probably have a job in IT, they probably have a few IT certifications, but don't have a high paying job in IT. So you see, you have to get rid of that idea that the more IT certifications, the better. That's not how it works. If not, most people in IT will have a high paying job in IT. Now, let me be clear on something. What's a high paying job in IT? Because probably for some people, maybe, once I get to $90,000, that's a high paying job in IT. Or once I get to probably $120,000, that's a high paying job in IT. No, based on how the economy is right now. A high paying job in IT, that's the job that's gonna pay you $130,000 or more. Just one job in IT. So now we're gonna have that conversation about, okay, so how are we gonna go about getting to an income of $160,000? And now more than we're gonna go about to go through this recession, this economy. So let's talk about that and how can you do this. Number one, a lot of it has to do on you working on yourself. You are the one that you have to make things change for yourself. So this is not just based on IT certifications. Okay? This has to do, and first, you need to find out more about where you are right now in life because many people think that things will be fixed for you if you look things for outside of yourself. And that's just not how it works. Okay. So, and how you're gonna end up doing this? Again, 160K, because you're gonna probably say, Jorge, you're gonna come up with some BS on this life. No, because this is exactly what I will do. This is exactly what I will do. Now, 1 year, 160K, let me tell you how, and then we go and reverse engineer the entire process, in order for you to get there. And that's basically, and you being able to get two jobs in IT. Two jobs in IT. Working from home. Now, let me know, for those of you listening right now, like, if you work in IT, let me know. If you are new in IT, let me know. And if you have a job in IT, it will be ideal. That way, I can focus a lot more on the ones listening right now and the job that you have in IT, for those that have a job in IT, and let me know if you work from home or if you have to go on site. Because really think about it, right? Having two jobs working from home, that will be ideal. And by the way, it's not difficult when you know how to go about it. I have students that have two, they have three jobs working from home. So I see I got my first job in IT with my CCNS, 70K, work from home. That's great. Only one job. Good. So now let's take that job, 70K to 100K in 4 or 5 months, because that's exactly how long it takes in order for you to go from that job that you have now to a better one. If you know what to do, you will be able to go to the next job, and that's for you not to move sideways like many people do. No, that's for you to go up in your IT career, and for you to be able to get a better job that will pay you $30,000-$40,000 more. And again, that can just happen in just about 4, no more than 5 months. Obviously, if you know how to go through the entire process. And once again, this is not about you getting another 3, 4 IT certifications, because that's not how it works. And by the way, for those of you listening, I will totally appreciate it if you click like on this video. That way, you know, this message can go to more people. So just take a few seconds and click like on this video. For those of you that are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. So I'm gonna go through some comments. Obviously, if you have any questions, go in the comments and I'm gonna go through them and I'm gonna answer some of your questions. I'm gonna give you some advice, some guidance on what would I do. Well, a few things for you to think about, because the issue right now that I see, most people have the wrong idea on how to go about their IT career and how to really make things happen. So I'm here to tell you that a year from now, you can earn 160, 180, 200K working from home. And I know for some people, they may think of it like this is BS. It's not BS. I have done this many years ago. I did it myself. Before going through the pandemic, before having a remote job was normal, I ended up doing that. Now, students now, like at this moment, they have 2, 3 jobs working from home. Now imagine you have a job, and let's say that one job pays about 100K. Then you get another job, 90,000. Now you have 2 jobs, 100, 190, $190,000 working from home. You like, do you know what that can be for you, for your family, if you're able to accomplish that? Like, go in the chat and let me know, how life will be if you're able to do that. If you're able to get to a job, to an income of 180, 200K, how life be compared to that one that you have right now? But you see, a lot of it, for you to be able to do that, a lot of it has to do, it starts with you. You have to face the facts. You have to ask the hard questions. And that means, what got you where you are right now? When people reach out to me, sometimes they're like, Jorge, this is BS. That's no way that you can get to a high-paying job in IT in a year or in a year and a half. That's just no way. You're basically selling BS. And I'm like, no, because I see many people doing that. Many of my students are doing that. So this is no BS. So instead of you being like, no, it's not possible, why not ask, how can I do that myself? What needs to change in order for me to be on my way to be able to do that? What's the story? Maybe the stories that have to change in your mind is going to allow you for you to go that way. Like, really think about that, because that's the biggest issue. I can give you a very detailed plan of action and exactly what you need to do in order for you to accomplish that, and what that means for you to end up by the end of next year with an income of 160, 200K. And people don't want to listen to that message. Right now, they are probably thousands of people. Right now, as we speak, like right now, going on so many other YouTube channels, learning topics, IT topics that they don't need. They are probably learning about, probably, again, topics related to IT that they don't need. And then they be like, how is that I don't have a high paying job in IT? Or how is that I'm not able to get a good job? How is that? Like, why? Why? Because you're doing the wrong thing. Because you don't know how to go through your IT career. I didn't know how to go through my IT career the first, 6 years. I didn't know how. No one told me, look, there is a better way. I was very closed mind. I was very closed mind. Now, let's get back on the comment. So I've been in IT for 10 months. It's like, I know I could have been 100K by now. Exactly. So what happened? You see, if you do IT right, I mean, I don't know how old are you, and this is for the strategic human. I mean, I don't know where you are. I mean, how old are you? But it takes 10 years. If you do IT for 10 years, you can totally fucking retire. 10 fucking years. You know me, many people still have that idea. I'm gonna work until I'm fucking 65. When am I gonna work until I'm 60? Like, who told you that that's normal? Who told you that that's normal? IT can be one of those ways for you to be able to retire in the next 10, no more than 15 years if you know what to do. 23 years old, by 35, totally retire. If you go all in, again, all chips all in, and you do that, and you double on you. And what that means, you have to first, who is the person that I need to become? What's the next version of me that's gonna allow me for me to do that? Yes, why not get to just one job in IT with an income of $160,000, $180,000? Just one job. Let me get to that income, and that shouldn't take more than 3 fucking years. No more than 3 years for someone that is completely new right now. Like, Jorge, I'm about to go in IT. I'm totally new. In less than 3 years, you can get to an income that's gonna pay you $160,000 to $180,000. Just one job in IT. Now imagine you go through your IT career by having 2 jobs, working from home, and just imagine that you can just live out of one paycheck because you're gonna be smart with your money, just out of one paycheck. And you live out of one paycheck, the one that you earn the less, and the other one is just for you to invest. It's all for you to do something about it. For you to get in on real estate, or for you to do something that eventually in 10, 15 years that can give you the residual that you need for you to fucking retire. But you see, people don't talk about this. People don't talk about this in IT. What they always talk about is, what's the next IT certification that you need? And that's exactly what keeps people broke, unable to get their job that they want. And I'm so passionate about this because I want your life to change. My life totally changed with IT. I don't know any other career that it's IT tech related or the medical field where you can earn so much money. Now, I'm not saying fast, but medical, because yeah, you need about your 10 years, to go all in. But in IT, I mean, come on. I don't see any other career where you can earn 200K in one fucking year if you put your mind into it. Imagine so many people that go to college right now for them to get their associates, this fucking university, WGU. Like, you think that's gonna fucking help you? Like, no. They fucking give you the questions for you to memorize. That's exactly what WGU does. And they go this concept around, you're gonna get a ton of IT certifications. And every fucking month you get one IT certification. Not by learning the topics the way they will help you, but by memorizing the questions. And I found so many people doing that. I uploaded a video the other day about that. About what's the worst thing that you can do in your IT career. Like, what's the worst thing? The number one. There are obviously a few things that people end up doing wrong. But what's the one? The one. And that's on you going through your IT career and memorizing the questions. Don't do that. People know better. This is something that you can get away with it. If we go back about 7-10 years ago, you can, yes, get away with it. Right now, people are more smart. IT recruiters, IT hiring managers, and engineers, the ones that you're going to talk to when you go through that job interview process, they can tell that you are full of BS. And basically what's going to end up happening, you're going to look so stupid, so dumb in front of them. They're going to fucking laugh at your face. Probably not. Like, you see them, but in the back of their mind, they're just laughing at your face. They're gonna talk about you once you get out of the conference room. Oh my god, this guy with 5 IT certifications and he couldn't answer these fucking 3 questions. Or they just came out with some fucking definitions out of Google. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, go away. And then you're thinking, like, what the hell is happening? I end up getting 5 IT certifications. I don't have a job in IT. Or I end up getting an entry-level job. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you agree. Now, this is the other thing too. I get to the point, and I know many people don't like my approach, and I tell them, look, if you don't like what I have to say, you can go and fuck yourself. That's it. I'm not here to please nobody. I'm not here to please nobody. I'm only want to reach out to those people that want to change their life through IT, because IT can give you so many opportunities for you to be able to do that. I wish I knew this when I was 23 years old. I wish I knew this when I was in my early 30s. I barely start finding all this out in my early 30s, but I wish I will probably wouldn't be doing this right now. I will be happily retire with probably a residual income of $10, $15, $20,000 per month. Residual. But once again, people are focused on the dumb shit. You see, and sometimes it's what I get so mad, because right now there are about 30 people listening. And I know there are other people that probably listening to other things right now that will not help them. How many certifications you need in order for you to move out from one job to the next? One, maybe two. One, maybe two. That's it. That's it. One, maybe two. In order for you to get to something better. Now, let me kind of walk you through on how this worked out, right? And how I tell my students inside my coaching program on how to go about it. Your first job in IT has to be a good job in IT, not an entry-level job. You see, I end up posting a video about, what are the jobs that you have to avoid? And this was on the shorts on YouTube. And that was this stupid ass guy that basically said, oh, this is full of BS. That's exactly what he said. You're full of BS. And I'm like, bro, you at that point, I can tell that you're not going to succeed in life with that mindset. Because if someone tell me something that I want to accomplish and something that I can accomplish in record time, like for me to get that one result sooner than later, I'm not going to totally like be against it, and I'm like, no, that's BS. I'm going to be open and be like, okay, can this really be possible for me? Can I really do this? What this guy is saying? Well, let me just give me that chance. And what can be possible? Because if you open yourself to that possibility and what can be possible for you, you have no fucking idea. None of you have a fucking idea on what you're capable of doing. I have a student, and it took about 2.5 years, I think, and he hits about 200K on his job. I think one job, 170K or so. But I have this other student about 400K. And I uploaded the conversation that I had with him the other day on the other live, because he has 3-4 jobs working from home. This guy was working on a help desk, 60K, about almost 3 years ago. Right now, more than 400K. And you see that number, many of you, it doesn't register because no one told you that that can be possible for you. I remember in my early 20s, no one told me, Jorge, that it's a way that you can earn 100K even though you're a high school dropout, because I'm a high school dropout. I don't have my GED. I do not believe in traditional education. I don't, because I see the results of other people. They have a bachelor's degree. They have not much going on with their life. So, you see, guys, like listening to this right now, I know probably in 6 months, 1 year, you're going to see this message, because I'm not going to stop until I help thousands of people. And you're going to be, wow, I remember this guy saying all this. And back then there was like whatever, but now I can see that movement. Like how people really go through this, because really think about it. And you've been able to do that. And by the way, for those of you joining, man, if you stay with me for the next 10 minutes, I know that there's going to be something going to question that beliefs that you have on how you're going through your IT career. And I'm going to ask you, for those of you, to please like this video. That way it can go to more people. But once again, going back on that conversation and the topic, by the end of next year, regardless of where you are right now, you can get to 160 up to 200K working from home. You know how many vacations I took last year? End up working from there? Just really imagine that. You go on vacation and you work from there. You have 2 paychecks. Now, for those of you earning, let's say, $80,000, I don't know how much is $80,000 every 2 weeks. I don't know. That's probably $2,000 maybe every 2 weeks or so, like taking home in your pocket, right? So yeah, so let's say $2,000, right? Every 2 weeks, that's $4,000 a month. Now, based on how the economy is right now, I mean, I don't think that's that much, right? Right? But imagine that double the money working from home. Just imagine that. You double your money working from home. And once again, it's not difficult. So I'm going to walk you through and what would I do me if I want to get there. Now, probably for some of you that already have a job in IT, you can probably get that done in the next 6 months. You know, that was this guy, I think, yeah, he's still listening, you know, a strategic human, that he's like, you know, I'm earning 70K first job in IT. And that's great. You know, that's a good job. 70K first job in IT. That's really great. So in that point, this is exactly what I will do. I'm going to go all in for 4 or 5 months, maybe 4 if you have the time. And then what I'm going to do in 4 months, once I prepare based on high paid skills, I'm going to go and get a job that's going to pay me 100K in 4 months from today. And then once I get my 100K job working from home, then I get another job that's going to pay me 100K. Now I have 2 jobs 4, 5 months from today. 2 jobs, guys, 200K working from home. And he's 23 years old. Just really think about it, guys. Really think about it. You know what you can do? By the way, I'm not close to be an investment guy. I'm not. Let's just go like, let's really think about it, right? You live out on 1 paycheck and the other one goes to real estate. You buy a house every fucking year for the next 10 years. And as you all know, those houses pay by themselves, right? When you rent them, right? So a house every year. Why? Because you're going to be able to do $40,000, $60,000, $80,000 in your pocket every year. That's a huge down payment. You buy 10 houses in a year. I mean, in 10 years. Every house, 1 house a year for the next 10 years. So in 10 years from today, you have that residual income. Those houses are probably halfway paid off. But people don't talk about this, right? Like, if I want to agree with most people in the IT community, I will probably teach right now about cybersecurity. I will probably tell everyone, get your CompTIA A+, you know, get an entry-level job. But that's not going to get you the life that you want. So what I need you to really understand is for you to be like, okay, what has to change in order for me to get to a high-paying job in IT? And for me to do that, for me to get it like sooner than later. And I get it. Most people don't want to listen to this. But most of it has to do, it starts with you. Now, you have any questions, go in the chat. If you have any questions, go in the chat. That way I can go through some of your questions. Now, Andy ended up going through the coaching program with me. And I see he's listening right now. So the thing is, what's the next version of you that's gonna allow you for you to create the life that you want. And I really hope that you're listening to what I'm saying. Not for you to get the job that you want. Because obviously, I don't think that you want just a high paying job in IT and that's it. Because by the way, there are many people that have a high paying job in IT and they're not happy. They have the high paying job in IT and they're not happy. So why not create the life that you want? But obviously, what you are using is IT. Why? Because obviously, in order for you to do that, for you to help your family, for you to be able to provide a lot more, not just for yourself, for people that you love, money. You don't have money, you cannot help yourself. You cannot help nobody. Now you said, William, when you say two certs, do you mean CCNA, CCNP? No, because you see, that's the issue with most people. Like, let's say, if I end up getting my Cisco CCNA today, right? And I'm so happy about it. Guys, I got my CCNA. I don't know what to do next, right? And I go to you guys. I go to the IT community. I go on the YouTube channels. And I'm like, hey, I end up getting my Cisco CCNA. I don't want to stop. What's next? And there are going to be so many people, man. After you get your CCNA, you have to learn Linux. So that's exactly what you need to focus on. You have to learn Linux. And then you'll be all excited and be like, yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then you go at it. But then someone else says, no, after you get your CCNA, what you need to do next, you need to get your CCNP. Go right away on your CCNP. That's exactly what you need to do next. And then you'll be like, okay, that makes sense. And now you go all in and getting your Cisco CCNP. But then at that point, someone else tells you and says, you know what? No, stop. Everything right now, it's going to the cloud, man. You have to learn cloud. And my bet, I'm going to go all in and I will go on Azure. You have to do that. So stop doing everything else. And then you'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. And then you go all in about it. Now you are probably 2-3 months learning so many things. And then someone else says, no. If you want to become a network engineer, let's say, even a DevOps, you need to learn Python. So after you get your CCNA, you go and learn Python. You have to do that. And then you'll be like, you know what? That makes sense. Okay, let me go all in. Now you are so lost. You are so frustrated. You don't know what to do because now you have so many things in front of you. Why? Because you are listening to the wrong people. For those of you listening, let me know if that makes sense what I'm telling you. Go on the chat and let me know. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, Jorge, that I agree with that. You see, like when students go through my process that I teach, my coaching program, when they end up getting the CCNA through my training, they get to that point that, okay, Jorge, what's next? This is not me saying, okay, this is the next certification that you have to get. No, we go through a process to find out which one is the one that you, not someone else. No, the one that you need in order for you to get either your first job in IT or for you to upgrade that job that you have now in IT to a better one. We're not gonna go through some BS that people tell you, that people give you some advice about what to do next after you get your CCNA. No, you're not gonna even take my advice based on this is an extrification that you need to take. No, we're gonna go to the fucking market and we're gonna find out exactly what you need, you not someone else. That way we focus on that one certification that's gonna help you for you to get there. And we go through a process. This is something that most people don't do. They end up learning a lot of bullshit. And remember, that's IT, guys. There are like literally hundreds of things out there. Hundreds of things out there. Hundreds. And you know that if you're not consistent on that one technology, probably you go all in for a week. And then what's going to happen 6 months from there? You're going to totally forget it. So people focus on the wrong things. This is why many people in IT are all over the fucking place. They are all over the fucking place. Most people in IT. They're going through life, they're going through their IT career in autopilot. No having any fucking idea on what's going on. No having any idea on what the fuck is going on. No fucking idea at all. And then they complain because they cannot get a good job in IT. How many people do you know? They've been working in IT for the last 3, 5 years. I know probably if you work in IT, you know some people that are like, wow, this guy's been working in IT for the last 3, 5 years, 7 years, probably more. And you know they are not earning more than probably $80,000, $90,000. That's fucked up. If you are not earning 100K in your IT career and been in IT for 1 year, this is not that you're broken. This is not that you're stupid. It's because you're not open to what can be possible for you because you follow what everyone else is saying. You have to focus. What's going to allow me for me to get what I want out of life? And that includes your IT career. And let me tell you something that I've been saying for the last 3 fucking years. And I hope you get this. For those of you new in IT, even for those of you that probably just got a job in IT in the last 6 months, they are kind of new in IT. If you don't know how to learn, if you don't know how to go through videos, if you don't know how to go through a book, if you don't know how to listen to an audio, if you don't know how to do labs, it's not going to help for you to get to a high-paying job in IT sooner than later. Most people don't know how to learn. Most people don't know how to study, how to process that information in a way that's going to help you. Like for many of you probably listening right now, you probably, a lot of you either have a job in IT or probably are working on it to get their first job. So you're probably studying something right now, right? And obviously all of you know what an IP address is. I know all of you know what an IP address is, right? So in this case, right, you go through the job interview process. And I need you to think about this because this can be the moment for you to wake the fuck up. You go through the job interview process. And I ask you, can you tell me what's an IP address? And again, let's say that I'm the hiring manager. Or you know what? No. Let's say that I'm one of the engineers. And again, you are going through the job interview process. And I'm like, I want to see his point of view. And I ask, what's an IP address? Can you explain to me what's an IP address? What would you say? I'm not asking you guys to type it in. Please don't do that because then I'm like, no. But take a minute and be like, what would I say? Like, I'm going through the job interview process right now. I'm having this Zoom call with this guy, right? He's interviewing me for this job that I want. And he's asking me what an IP address is. So what would you tell me? Again, just you me. What would you tell me? Take a minute. Answer the question. Don't think of it. Answer the question, please. Right? So what most people, 9 out of 10 people will say something like this. Oh, an IP address is an address that computers devices uses to connect to one another. An IP address works on the layer 3 of the OSI model, and that's the network layer. We have two versions of IP addresses. We have IP version 4. We have IP version 6. That's a new one. IP version 6 is that one that has 128-bit hexadecimal number, not just decimal, compared to an IP version 4 that has 32-bit decimal number divided by 4 octets. Each octet with 8 bits, ones and zeros, obviously binary numbers. IP addresses, we have different classes of IP addresses and all this bullshit and more bullshit and more bullshit. Me, I'm like, oh my God, this fucking guy is giving me a fucking definition out of the book. Like the other guy that that I went through before him. And this is probably exactly what I'm gonna get from everyone else. All bullshit. You know what people think of you when you answer questions that way? Wow. This guy knows. Wow. This guy knows what an IP address is. Wow. Oh my God. He has knowledge. Oh my God. But can he get the job done? I don't know. Okay, move on. Let's go to the next one. The next candidate. Because you all sound the fucking same. And then I say, you have to storytell. You have no idea on how to do that. You don't know how to the concept of storytelling is connected with the technical information. And even if I teach you how to do that right now, you wouldn't be able to do it effectively. Why? Because a lot of it, for you to be able to effectively storytell, be able to really answer a question for them to be like, well, this is exactly what we're looking for. This is what we're going to hire. A lot of it has to do on how you end up learning the technical topics. People come to me sometimes, they want to go through my coaching program, and they be like, Jorge, I've been working in IT, man. So I'm not new at this game. I've been working in IT. I have a few IT certifications too, man. And then, yes, I do. I have my CCNA. But I'm reaching out to you because I want to see if you can help me to get a better job in IT because I've been trying to do this on my own. And I end up going through a few interviews and I don't know what's going on, man. Can you help me on me being able to get a job? And always my answer is no. Because if you think that you're going to come to me for a week, maybe 2 or 3, and me teach you how to go through the job interview process, it's just not going to work. Because I know the way that you end up learning what you end up learning so far, you end up doing it the wrong way. So you have no fucking idea on how to process the information in a way to do all these things needed. So yes, these jobs you can work from home. There are many jobs right now that can work from home. And you know what's the fucked up thing, guys? That when people know how to go through the job interview process, when they know how to position themselves, how to market themselves, how to sell themselves, they end up getting the jobs that you want because they end up getting 3 fucking jobs working from home and you have none. So that's what's up. One thing. Now you see 4 jobs, that's too much for 350K, man. I wouldn't do that. That's a lot of jobs for 350K. I would prefer to have 2 jobs, get to a really high paying job in IT. Have 2 jobs earning probably, 140, 160 on each one. And that will combine the 350. 2 jobs, not 4 jobs. Because obviously you do want to have a life too. You don't want to be like all fucked, stressed out, right? But this is why, guys, like this has nothing to do with how many IT certifications you have. You don't have to be like all over. You have to have a very detailed plan of action and exactly what you need in order for you to be able to get from where you are to what's next for you. That can be in you getting your first job in IT. That can be for you to upgrade the job that you have now to a better one and for you to do that fast. I don't know what level you are in your IT career, but let me kind of explain to you how this works. And I think I have something that I can show you. That way you have an idea and I can show you in a picture. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it well, but let's find out. And let me see if I have it, right? You see, this is some of the things that I basically tell my students when I do and have conversations with them, on top of what I wanted to show you guys. Simon. So let me just, like, now that I'm going to get a paper, let me just first show you something, okay? So just really think about this, guys. I'm going to show you 2 jobs. And if I were you, this is something that I will basically have in front of me at all time, okay? No. So let's see, right? And again, this can be possible. Not for many, because that stories, that beliefs you have, that's exactly what's gonna say, oh no, no. That's BS. That's not possible for me. Like, no. Why need this much? I'm like, no. You see, you're not even open to the possibility, right? But I'm gonna show you. you end up doing this in the next 2-3 years. And again, really see yourself back. I don't know if you're 23, 30, 35, 40, next 3 years, regardless of where you are right now, you end up getting a job like this, right? Full-time job with benefits and everything. Probably you can see that how much the income is. It's a senior network solutions architect, and that's 180 to 40K, right? 180 to 40K. So how you go about it, you put this in front of you and you look at it every fucking day, many times, and always have that fucking write it down right here. Who do I need to become for me to get there? Create the life that I want. What's stopping me for me to get there? Those two questions can fucking change your life. And that's just one job. Again, this is remote. I don't know if you noticed, that's full time and it says remote. Working from home, full time. Now, this is another one remote, you see? And this one is $100 an hour. So you have a full-time job, 200K, and you have another one with $100 an hour. Now, this guy says, stop swearing. You can get the fuck out of my fucking YouTube life and you don't like, this is who I am, man. No one is gonna come to me on my space and tell me not swear. People that are afraid to swear, man. Yeah. Anyways, so just two jobs, right? A full-time job, 180 to 100K, and another one pay you about $100 an hour. That can happen to any of you in less than 3 years. Now you probably, okay, Jorge, so what are the IT certifications that I need? Now you're asking dumb questions. Because once again, IT certifications will not get you there. That will help, yes. That will help a lot, yes. But that's not what take you there. Do you have the money, right? Let's say to pay to go to, because you want to go, and one of the things that you want to accomplish is to get to the top of the Mount Everest. And as you know, you cannot do this on your own. They don't let you in on your own. So, but you have the money to do that. Yes, not because you have the money means that you're going to be able to get there. Not because you pay someone to take you there. You see, there is preparation behind it. So it has nothing to do with the money. In this case, it has nothing to do with the IT certification. Okay. So I'm in sales making 150K a year, but I would love to have another job working from home, some evenings and Fridays. Do that, champ. Why not just do that? Probably eventually, because marketing is gonna be easier for you. And sales, you have some sales marketing things. End up doing that. 4 months, you go all in. Let's say with me, we get you to a job that's gonna pay you $70,000, $80,000. First job in IT working from home. Then you move on to another 6 months and getting that job, a job that will pay you 110, 20K. And eventually you get to the 150K, man. I get those job sales. The problem with that many times is the time that you put in, the things that you end up doing, and all of that. They're good jobs, again. But we're not getting something that can give you probably even more. Now, let me show you something. This was not it. I couldn't find the paper. But let me tell you how it is. And I'm going to start. I don't know what level you are, but let me go and start, okay? And I only have about 10 more minutes, guys, because I have to go. First job in IT. How long it takes for you to get there, right? It takes 4 or 5 months. If you do it my fucking way, you learn the skills needed, not just the IT certifications. No, my fucking way, you end up going through a job interview process. You completely differentiate yourself from everyone else because you start doing everything from day number 1 and focus on the right things. You get your first job 4 or 5 months. Now you have a good job, not a fucking entry-level job. Here we go again. You can get the fuck out of here, man. Shit, you know what? I'm going to fucking kick you out of my fucking space, man. Remove. Done. Anyway, so going back on the conversation. I'm an IT specialist making 55. I want to advance my career. What do you recommend to start? Bro, or Grace, I don't know what to tell you. Because I don't have that much time to tell you what you need to do. And probably if I tell you what you need to do, you're going to probably not do it. That's just how it is. This is another thing that I found out. Many people don't know what to do. Many people know what to do, and they end up not doing it. And I have experienced that like for the last probably 3 or 4 years that I have been working with many students and helping them, you know, and what I see based on the IT market. Like if you know what to do, what the fuck, what you're not doing it, because the version who you are right now, it's not gonna do those things that you know you have to do. You and this is people think that, oh, I know what to do. That means you know better. You think that that's the answer. That's not a fucking answer. That's just step number one. You being aware. Okay, now I know what I need to do. You see, I feel bad for people that don't know any better. Like I feel bad. I'm like, oh man, like shit. They don't know any better. They don't know what they don't know. So I'm like, man. But you see, I have no sorry for any of those people that they know better. And now that they know better and what to do compared to those people that don't know any better, they're like completely lost. Like again, they don't know what they don't know. But these ones, this other group that, yes, I know what I need to do, they end up not doing those things that they know they have to do. And let me tell you how it is. Number one, you need to know better, right? And what to do. What's step number two? You need to find out how to do those things because it matters a lot the way that you're going to go and do the things that you know you have to do. But people don't think about that. But you see, going back on that conversation, 55, it's not that bad, but that's not good, you know? But you can go from 55 to 85K in 4 months. Easy. Easy. If you know, I will be like, if you know the process. But anyways, going back on what I told you. So 4 or 5 months, you get your first job in IT. 60, 75K, first job in IT, not an entry level job. How long you gonna stay on that first job? How long? 4, no more than 6 months. What do you mean, Jorge? They just gave me an opportunity. It's a full-time job. What do you mean that I have to like go to another job in the next 4 6 months? I just got this job. Yes, you fucking do. But no, I don't want to see your fucking reasons. Because if we're gonna sit down and let's come up with reasons and why not to, you're gonna find 20 fucking reasons. And that's not all you. You have to kill the person, right? That who you are now and become this new one. And many times it's for you to kill the version that you are right now and revert with this new version of you. That one is not gonna come out with some fucking bullshit and reasons are why not to. 4 6 months, you get the fuck out of there and you move on to a engineer level position. What do you mean, Jorge? Yes, your second job in IT has to be an engineer level position. And by the way, the first job that you get in your IT career, the first job has to do something with network analyst, network support, network admin, system analyst, you know, IT specialist, like that one job, you know, but that's if what you do, it's not entry level shit, because there are some jobs that you are an IT specialist that you end up doing a lot of BS work, entry level shit compared to more advanced shit, because what you want is for you to have that experience hands on a network infrastructure. Because once you have that, you're going to work for the next 4 6 months on that first job in IT. And you're going to do many things, obviously, that I tell you to throughout the process and learn for you to know what you need to learn in order for you to move up to an engineer level position. And that can be if you want to become a network engineer. That can be if you want to become a cloud engineer, cybersecurity, DevOps. It doesn't matter. You end up getting that one job that's going to take you there if you know what to do. So you see, now you go to that first job in IT to that job that's going to pay you between 90 to 100K. So that depends on two things, on how well you sell yourself, prepare based on the high paid skills I teach, and number two, based on the first job that you end up getting. This is why it matters a lot, the first job that you get in your IT career. People get excited. Oh, I got my first job in IT. I'm so happy. So what job did you got? Oh, yes, I'm a desktop support. Shit. Go back and find another fucking job. Go back and find another fucking job, because you're resetting passwords, changing fucking printers and re-image computers and all that bullshit is not going to get you no fucking nowhere. Right? So there, 4 6 months. And then you get to the engineer level position. How long you stay in that job? 6 9 months. That's it. And you continually, obviously, educate yourself. You keep doing the things that you have learned, kind of things that I teach inside my inner circle. And then you go and get a senior level position. So now you go from 90, 100K to 130, 140K. And that just happened in 1 year. I mean, a year and a half, my bad. You see? But people don't want to do that. People don't want to do that. And they think that it's because, look, man, if there are behaviors, there are ways of thinking, there are habits, there are stories that you have right now that it doesn't matter what I tell you, you're still not gonna do it. You may start, but you're not gonna finish. And if you start and you continue, probably you're gonna do it your own way, that way that you think is best, not that way that works. I remember that I had this coach, and he's like, "Okay, Jorge, so you end up doing these things I ask you to, right?" I'm like, "Yes, I end up doing that." But I see that you end up doing it not the way that I ask you to. So even though, yes, I'm glad you did the things I asked you to, Jorge, that was good. But I can see that you end up doing them not the way that I asked you to. So you end up doing it your way. I'm like, "Well, yeah, for me, it was like, no, you are not here, or you don't pay me for you to do things your way. You don't do things based on what you think is best. No. You end up being here with me, Jorge, and you end up putting your money, your time with me, so you can do things that fucking work. Not things that you think will work. Not things that you think is better for you to do them that way. You have to play the game inside that game where you do things that work, not things that you think is better or that you have a better way. And many times going through my life, IT career, things I do personally, many times, not a lot, but there are times where I'm like, man, I don't like doing it this way, or I don't like approaching this process the way that I'm about to, but that's the way it works. And I do that. You see, there are many things, guys, that are missing. So again, focus 100% the time that you have just on IT certifications. That will not be the answer. It's funny when I talk about people about this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get certified and this, I'm gonna learn this other technology." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? You don't even know what's next for you. Who told you that you need to get that one IT certification? Who told you that you need to learn that one technology? Oh, this guy told me. Oh, this YouTube channel say this." And like, that's full of BS. You see, you have no idea on how to go about and finding what's next for you. Bro, I have to go, guys. If that's any of you that want to take things to the next fucking level for 2023, go through that page, read the details. You're going to find out so much about that, you know. And yeah, we can work on one-on-one. I can be that guy in your corner holding you accountable for you to do the fucking work that we can plan out for you to do. Get your CCNA if you don't have it, or if you have it, let's go through it the right way, because everything that I teach, it's through storytelling. That's a difference when you learn from other people compared to me. And that's just that one thing. I teach everything through storytelling because I know how the mind works. I know how the mind learns. And when you learn through storytelling, the way that you go about it and learning those things, amazing. Andy, once you end up doing those principles, let me know. Reach out to me when you're done with those 5 principles. By the way, for those of you listening, Andy ended up going through this coaching program with me. And because he's on 5 principles, you see, he's been with me probably for 2 weeks, maybe, Andy, right? 2, 3, maybe. And we haven't got to technical topics. And you're probably thinking, Jorge, what do you mean? So he ended up signing to your program, and it's been 2, 3 weeks, and you haven't teach anything technical yet? Yes. Yes. There is foundations. People skip all that because they think they know better. I'm not here, guys, again to belittle you guys. I'm here to really wake the crap out of some of you. Because I know this message doesn't resonate with everyone. And I get that. This is why I'm only looking for those that want their life to change, not just their IT career. Why not have it all? That's my motto for next year, 2023. Why not have it all? That way you end up not getting to a high paying job in IT and everything else is like, all fucked up. You don't have that relationship that you want with your significant other, with your kids, for those of you that have kids. Your health, you look like shit. They can look at you and be like, man, you don't take care of yourself, bro. You think I want to listen to someone that don't take care of themselves? Fuck no. They probably have one thing going on. But if I see that they don't take care of themselves, and by the way, this is not for them to look with they physique like if they fucking like must like no. But you can tell when someone take care of themselves, their health. And if they don't do that, it's hard for me to listen to them because they are one-dimensional person, one result. I want someone that has at least two things going on for themselves, two big things. When I see they have two or more, and that's because they have a lot more results compared to me, that means they figure out something that I'm still barely figuring it out. Just want to put it out there. So again, for those of you, go through that page. If you want to apply, if you want to go through this process with me, you're more than welcome. Take care. Have a very productive weekend, and I will talk to you next week on another live call, guys. Take care.